New story for me. I didn't even know that I did that. You could have told me that. That was hard, right? Yeah. Hey, I know exactly. If we would have been as mad, you might have like not known you longer. But I did have my amp stolen from my Jeep when I parked on the street, so maybe that's why I parked on the garage. I don't know. But that's funny that you said that. So I'm Doug Kozer. For those who don't know me, I knew Brett for I guess late 90s, probably 98, around the same time we're talking about. We were fraternity brothers, although I was older than him, so I met him afterwards. We lived together in Arlington. We went to, Tommy had said a lot of places, Dewey Beach, we had shares there, went skiing a lot. We took road trips down to Blacksburg, down to a lot of Virginia Tech games. I'll be quick, I don't want to have a whole story. Like I have 100 stories I can tell you, but just I'll tell you how I met him, and then another funny story from Halloween. He loved Halloween, that's for sure. So I first met him down at the Green Street Apartments. We had at a Virginia Tech football game. We went to a tailgate there, and it's kind of like a pledge. It wasn't really, but it felt like a pledge rush. And there was everybody hanging out before the game, and we're drinking Jack and Cokes, I'm sure. And probably Beast Light for and at the end of the we're all getting ready to go to the game. It was like 15 minutes before the game. We're all saying goodbye to people, and everybody that's in Delta Chi knows the whole pledge rush kind of joke we have. You shake their hands, we're like, hey, thanks for coming out. Hope you enjoyed the chicken. Like, that's when you have food at the different events. So I told him that, and he like cracked up. He thought it was the funniest joke. So every time I'd see him from then on, he always said, that was our like, little thing. Enjoy the chicken. So fast forward 2 or 3 years later, he comes up and we end up rooming together with Coach and eventually Tom and George is there. So just another quick story about Halloween. Every year he loved to dress up. He dressed up in the funniest costumes. One year, I think it was like 2002. I looked researched. I think it was around 2002. He had broke his foot. Is that right? I think it was like somehow he broke his foot, or he was in a cast, and he was like thinking of a new costume. He was asking me, "Do you want to be?" He was like wanting to be like some kind of band. Like we should all be this like alternative band. I was looking it up. I couldn't remember which one it was, but I'm like, nobody's gonna know who we are. Like, are you kidding me? That's weird. So I was like, what would be a good Halloween costume would be David Beckham. And he loves sports, but he's not into soccer. That's the least of the sports that he knows. But David Beckham had just broken his leg or foot, and in the same kind of cast. And he's like, I had to like convince him. I was like, come on, this is gonna be good. I swear it's gonna be good. It's David Beckham. Come on, girls like David Beckham, right? So he like, I think he put like might have like spray painted his hair blonde. He had a white T-shirt. They put Beckham on, the number, and he already had the booth going. And literally, we went down to Arlington to Clarendon Ballroom and to Mr. Days, wherever else. It may have been DC too, but we did, probably 3 or 4 different bars. And I swear, he had at least 20 or 30 different girls come up to him, like he was like the king. And he was just like a kid in the candy store. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like amazing. You know how he is, right? Like he probably got like 5 different numbers that night. And knowing Brett, he was like so picky. Anybody who ever dated Brett is lucky because he was a picky person. Very picky. So like, I don't even know if he might have gone out with somebody maybe like a couple weeks after that. But like, I swear to God, the next year we're doing costumes. Like, I want to be David Beckham again. That was your chance. He was a great guy, and like I said, I have 1,000 stories, and he was always selfless, and he's always thought about himself before he thought about you before he thought about himself, and that's hard. It's a good trait to have, and he was a great friend. For sure. I love him like a brother. And he's good. Anybody else want to?